Okay, so what we have here are the Mickey Thompson ET Street R's. They are on racestar 17-inch wheels. Tire is a 305 45 R17. I picked these up from a guy that was running them on a Hellcat Charger. They're in really good shape, as you can see. These tires don't come with a whole lot of tread depth from the factory, and this tire in particular doesn't really have any tread at all. They're just kind of lines that make them DOT legal, so they should be considerably more sticky than the old Mickey Thompson ET Streets that I had. And that's these tires here. Those are a 305 35 R20, and the Mickey Thompson ET Street has this siped tread pattern, whereas the R's don't. What we're hoping for is that with the extra sidewall and more grip from less tread, we'll be able to leave a little bit harder off the line and shorten up those 60-foot times, and hopefully it works out well. But for today, we're going to test fitment, because sometimes Challengers have to have shorter sway bar lengths to clear a 17-inch wheel, and I don't know if these ones fit. I was told they should, but we'll find out. This ring is a hub-centric ring. The new wheels don't match exactly onto that hub, so this ring needs to go on the hub first, like so. And then these lug nuts are also different. They have a straight shank with a washer. They go together like so, compared to the conical style of lug nut that comes from the factory. I don't know if there's more clamping force in this setup or what the deal is, but that's how they do it, so that's all put together. Just for mock-up purposes, I'm only using 2 of the bolts and washers that came for this wheel. Pro tip, lining these up, because they're not conical, you have to move the wheel back and forth to get the nuts started. Once you get 2 of them on there, the rest of them will go on easier, but that is not fun. Not fun at all. So, up in here is where that sway bar link is. And if you look up in there, you can see how tight that is to the rim. In my case, I have about a 1/4 inch there. It's kind of tight. But I do believe that is okay for the purposes that we're using this for. I was instructed that it would be tight, but it should clear, and it does. And I believe, unless you run into an actual interference problem, you should be okay to go. But we're going to double check with the internet and see what they say. Okay, so once we lowered the car off of the jack and got the weight equalized out, the spacing between the sway bar and the wheel actually increased by quite a bit. So it's almost 1/2 inch of clearance between the sway bar and the tire. So based on my non-expert opinion, I'm going to say that that's probably plenty of clearance for driving around town and racing. When the weight was pushing up on the wheel, that brings that sway bar closer because there's more weight on this side than there was on the other. So that's why I was pushing together a little bit, but I think we're good.